I would say I'm, I'm, I don't think, I think we should be less tolerant on immigration, and I also think that we definitely should not fuck ICE.
Um, well, firstly, why should we be less tolerant on immigration? It's already down 67%, and immigrants don't actually make up, or, well, to be fair, they make up a decent amount of the population. But if you're talking about like refugees and stuff, they take up like 0.5% of the population.
I mean, I'm talking about like mass legal migration. So, and I understand that asylum seekers make up a very small percentage of migration in general, but when it comes to like demographic change in the country, mass migration is a much bigger threat. Asylum seeking or illegal immigration.
Yeah. So why are you scared of demographic change?
Because I think every ethnic group or group of people should have a right to self-determination and their own land.
Demographic change doesn't mean you can't have your own land.
Well, in a democracy, I think that's false, because if you look at different ethnic groups, certain ethnic groups vote in favor of themselves, which there's nothing wrong with, by the way. But once the demographic of the country continues to decline, these ethnic minorities will have a larger voting bloc, meaning that they will be able to vote in their favor.
Yeah,
more
I get that
compared
you're
to
scared of
the
like
population.
diversity of people and diversity of thought, but you realize that's an irrational thing, right?
No, it's not really.
Yes, it's completely irrational to bring in different views and go, hey, look, these people are threatening me because they protect that. Isn't that exactly what you're doing? Maybe if you just opened up and said, hey, look, I want these rights. Can we negotiate as well? And these guys keep these rights as well, because fundamentally everyone's for human rights, are they not?
Maybe he's not. Let's take the USA, for example, New York, the Zoran Mamdani election, right? So if you looked at the voting demographic of who actually voted for him, I think like over 60% of people who had voted for him weren't even born in the USA. So you can look that up yourself.
Can you? I mean,
yeah,
over 60% of people in the New York elections you don't think were born in the
No, the people
USA.
who voted for Zoran.
Yeah, that's the New York mayoral election, is it not?
Yeah.
Where have you got this from?
I've seen it somewhere. I can't remember exactly where. But I mean, my point stands is that different ethnic groups will vote in favor of themselves.
Actually, I don't know if that's true, because I remember Zoran specifically doing campaigns where he was speaking other languages. I can hear myself in the background. Is that still going? Or yeah, that might be me. But anyway, yeah, he specifically diversified his portfolio to reach out to people who maybe didn't speak English, or, you know, spoke it as their second language. And I imagine that actually brought in more of the voters for him. That's just clever marketing. Yeah, I'm seeing nothing for 60% of...
It was roughly 60%. It was around 50 or 60%.
I don't know even if 60% of New York are born outside of the US.
Well, of course they're not. That's not what I said. I'm saying that the people who voted for him, obviously not every single person in New York voted for Zoran Mamdani, did they?
I'm really skeptical about it. I mean, if you could bring me a source, that'd be brilliant, but I just think that's bullshit.
Well, it's not. I'm not.
But also, isn't that kind of what voting is for? You have to convince the most amount of people. And if your arguments are not good enough to convince people from other countries, are they actually good arguments? Or are they just meant for the people that are already here? And therefore, diversifying your point of view is probably the best thing to do to make sure that you cover everyone.
I think that the people coming into this country should accommodate for us. We shouldn't accommodate for them.
Well, we have to accommodate for each other, no? That's how people get along, right? I don't go to my friends and go, "Be my friend. You have to do exactly as I say all the time, every day." No, I have to go to them. I have to go, "Hey, look, we can be friends. You have to be accommodating to me. I have to be accommodating to you. Like, this is just basic relationship behavior."
Yeah, to an extent, mate. But when it gets to the point where he's speaking in different languages to accommodate for voters, I think there's something wrong there. They should
Wait, no,
all be
there's
speaking
something right there. Because if you're constantly having to speak a second language, it can be hard sometimes. Speak to people who go to different countries. It is hard for them. Like, even English people who like fuck off to China or whatever. It's hard for them to speak Mandarin all the time, or hard for them to speak whatever dialect they're in all the time. So it might be quite comforting to a voter to go,
But
"Hey, look, I'm trying to speak your language. I'm trying to empathize with you."
But the thing is, China is basically a homogenous nation, isn't it? It's like 90,
Yeah, but
99%
you
Chinese.
could do the same with Spain. You could do the same with France. You could do the same with Germany. That's always going to be the case, because practically, if you go to someone, "Hey, I'm going to empathize with you on a human level because I realize that speaking a second language can be very hard."
Hold on,
That gets people inside.
Isn't a requirement to get into the country to speak fluent English though?
I don't know if it's a requirement.
I think it is, yeah.
It's
obviously not enforced,
so.
but it is a requirement.
I don't think so.
It is. Look it
Wait,
up.
hang on. If it's not enforced and it's a requirement, that can't be a requirement.
Well, we've obviously got a bit lackadaisical on it, but
we do have
a law.
No, we have translators. Yeah, no, we have people that are literally, meant to translate for people who can't speak English.
Which is ridiculous.
So I'd say, there is a problem with legal immigrants as well. People that come here on 3-month visas and overstay. But, people are too focused on, as they call them, the boat people. They're not the main problem. It's like I said, the people that are getting 3-month visas and overstaying. We also have a problem with, countries that are in like Asia, the Asian area, South Asia and stuff like that, Thailand and stuff like that. We take a lot of illegal immigrants from them countries, and people don't seem to want to speak up about it, and it's just more aimed at, local immigrants, should I say. But we take a lot from like the Philippines, Thailand, stuff like that are coming over here, lorry loads, and stuff like that, and no one says anything about them. But I think we should be focusing on every immigrant that comes over here. And also, I'd say a big problem as well, I think people have is under a lot of immigrants coming in are under the guise of Islam, and that's what a lot of people don't like as well. Being a Christian country, a lot of people aren't going to welcome that, are they, sir?
They can not welcome that all they want to, right? Saying I like this religion over this religion is a bit disgusting to me, but all right. That's why freedom of religion exists. But yeah, do you have a specific problem with these people? These people are going through legal routes, if you're talking about refugees and asylum seekers.
Yeah, if I wanted to go anywhere else in the world, I'd have to be documented up to the nines, wouldn't I? Do you get what I mean? Like, if I want to leave the border of this country, what do you mean it depends? I've never been able to travel without the correct documentation. Literally, I've travelled a lot.
You're not an asylum seeker or a refugee.
But we're taking a lot of immigrants that aren't asylum seekers as well. They come from countries that aren't even affected by it.
Legal deals that we have with people who are paying out the arse, like £3,000+ a year to have the privilege to stay in the UK.
But we're taking a lot of Algerians. Like, why? Turkish, why? Albanians,
because
why?
They paid to? They have the right to?
They come here illegally on on boats, and they come.
Wait, hang on. Coming on boats means so 98% of the people coming on boats do seek asylum when they reach UK shores.
Seek asylum.
Seeking asylum is a legal route, so they cannot be defined as illegal.
But this is where we have a problem, look, because everybody that can seek asylum doesn't actually have to have proof that they've come to seek asylum. Do you get what I mean?
Yes,
so you can claim you're from this war-torn country. No, they don't at all. Like
yes, they do. That's how we know they're asylum seekers. That's why we reject a third of them.
That's a lie. That's a lie. We take so much in North Africa. Do you know how many North Africans we take?
We do, yeah.
But they're not from war-torn countries, but they claim asylum.
Yeah. You don't have to be from a war-torn country to seek asylum.
So you can claim asylum for what? What is claiming asylum?
Persecution.
Persecution?
Yes. So, for example, if a paramilitary group is going after you in a specific country, you can seek asylum.
So every country that has problems. So basically, what you're saying is every problem in the world, right? Yeah, with paramilitary groups. What you've just said yourself, we are responsible for that, right? And we have to take them all in and be the bigger person. That's correct. That's what you're saying. We've got to
as per our signing of the 1951 Refugee Convention. Yes, we have committed to an international stage where we share the burden of refugees and people who find themselves in difficult situations where they are being persecuted by their own country, signed by Winston Churchill himself.
Yeah, who is no longer here no more and doesn't have to suffer the consequences of it.
Yeah, I would just point out that he's probably smarter than most right-wing politicians right now.
How many Indians?
Oh, yeah. I would agree. Winston Churchill is a shit person. However, a lot of right-wing people look up to him.
Yeah. So he literally made.
Do you think we should have a Winston Churchill statue or not?
Yeah, 100%, because he helped us win the war.
Oh, okay. So now it's not a valid critique.
Person, though, and what he did, because what you got to understand is that every leader in history has done bad things. This is what you got to understand. But to sit there and say, oh yeah, Winston Churchill put this in place, like he's one of the leading problems as to why we've got immigration at the levels we've got. Do you know what I mean?
He's one of the leading?
Yes, because he signed that act in 1951, like you just said. He's one of the problems.
So he recognized human rights. The reason that we have the 1951 Refugee Convention is to recognize internationally that people do get displaced from their countries, right? Which is a bad thing. Imagine if, I don't know, Scotland started a war with England, and then lots of people from either region had to flee the UK. Where would we go?
We wouldn't. We stay and fight like we have done for 900 years.
Okay, where would the women and children go?
The countryside, like they did before, both times.
There's countryside where the war is happening?
This is the whole point, look. Do you get what I mean?
No, what we would do... Hang on. What we would do is we would seek asylum in France. That's what we would do. Yes, of course we would. If there is an active war zone and you have women and children there and you can get them to a safe place, do you get them to a safe place?
They wouldn't go to France, I can assure you of that.
Of course they would go to France.
No, they wouldn't. Women and children wouldn't want to go to France for a start. You can't decide for them where they want
to go. I don't really like France either, but I would take it over an active war zone?
I know, but you can't just sit there and go, this is where
yes, of course we would seek refuge. Of course we would seek refuge in France. That is our right.
They probably wouldn't go to France, though. It's probably one of the most unsafe places to seek refuge, literally. Like, have you seen the state of France?
No, it's probably pretty safe, especially for white English people.
You haven't travelled to France as of recent, then, I take it, no?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, where did you go?
I went south of France. I can't remember exactly where.
So you went to the nice part where there are no immigrants, literally.
Sure.
Yeah.
So do you mean like? I agree. France is not doing their bit as well when taking care of these asylum seekers. I'll back you on criticizing France, 100%.
What do you mean?
But like, the main point is, well, in terms of asylum seekers, most of them go through legal routes. 2% of them do not go through legal routes. That's it. So in terms of illegal immigration, what you're actually looking at is what you first cited, which is people overstaying visas, which is mostly just an administrative problem that can be solved, and they can just extend a visa.
No, that's not the case at all. It's not an administrative problem. It's the people that are overstaying. That it's their problem.
Yes, and then when they renew their visa, that's an administrative issue that's solved, no?
So do you know what happens when these visas are up as well? These people just go off into society, right, and they're not found. They could be years, like you're talking like 10 years.
Yeah, they absolutely can do that. And that's an actual problem that I would agree with. However, blaming the boat people for this is ridiculous.
This is what I said. The boat people aren't the main problem, but they will be if we. So you're going on about France and Germany and the state they're in currently. So you're saying, oh yeah, at the moment it's only 0.8% that we take in illegally asylums and all this. If we carry on,
we don't take him illegally. We don't take anyone illegally. That's what defines them as legal.
But to enter this country without the correct documentation is a crime, is it not?
No, not under the 1951 Refugee Convention, because obviously if you're seeking asylum or a refugee, you might not have those documents because your house might have been bombed or some shit.
This is where the problem lies. These legal routes and things you're on about here were set up by elites that no longer are here and no longer give a shit about you. Like, it's literally been told.
Wait, hang on. Yes, they do. Wait, hang on. Do you understand what the Refugee Convention does? It enforces my rights as well. So when I gave you the example of maybe Scotland attacking, I can seek asylum as well. That's why it backs my rights. If I get tortured in this country, it means I can fuck off to France and go, hey, look, I was literally tortured in the UK. Can I please stay here? Do you realize that that is also your rights?
Yeah, but we wouldn't claim asylum.
Well done.
We wouldn't claim asylum, though.
Yes, of course you would. If you had no fucking money and nowhere to go, yes, you would claim asylum. Yes, you would get on that boat. 100%. Just like these people are doing actively now. Thank you for following.
Did you actually know when the last time someone in the UK claimed asylum anywhere else in the world?
It was probably a long time ago. We're very privileged.
It was in the 40s, mate. So, like, what?
And? Wait, hang on. Do you think a right not enforced for a long time gets rid of the right?
Have you looked?
It's not a good argument. Like, if no one was, like, schmurdered for 100 years... would that mean you could schmurder someone?
So I'm currently doing a campaign to get all the immigrants housed. So we're looking for people to sign up that would house immigrants. Just wondering if you wanted to jump on that.
I'm full, unfortunately, here. I've got 50 in my room and then 20 up in my spare room. So I can't. I'm full, unfortunately.
Anywhere else you think we should put them then?
Well, I think actually what we should be doing is probably using the influx of labor to help our housing market. So what we should be doing is making sure that these people can maybe get bricklaying jobs so that in the future we can make more houses, therefore bringing the price of housing down in the UK as well.
Okay, so final question. What are you smoking?
I'm not smoking anything.
Okay, right, that'll do, mate. In a bit.
See ya.
Just right.
That one was weird.
I like how you realised that he was wrong, so just came off.
Yeah, no, that was clear. No, like, like from
obvious
that.
Bait.
It's ridiculous. Like, I mean. It's such a bad talking point as well, because no one has ever gone, oh, I'm gonna house veterans in my house, but I really care about veterans. Like, this is just not a talking point. Otherwise, homelessness wouldn't exist because everyone would just take in the homeless that are on the streets, but we're not actually that good of a society. So yeah, it's kind of fallacious, I find it. It's also mixing up the difference between like personal sovereignty and a country's sovereignty, because obviously the country has to commit to a lot more. I mean, I would say like Nigel Farage has the right to be in the UK. However, Nigel Farage does not have the right to be in my house. And that's like the difference to understand between those two.
People in London, lad, yeah. UK is now the grape capital of the fucking world. London, our capital city. Do you know who perpetrates the most grapes? People from Afghanistan, soft shite.
White people.
Who claim asylum. Wake
no,
the fuck up,
white people disproportionately do SA, even to their population size.
Well, in London, lad, the most people who get committed of it is people from Afghanistan, soft shite. Oh, it is?
Nope.
Oh, so you don't know your
any evidence of that?
Oh, there's plenty of evidence on it, lad.
On
your shitty little fucking website you'd send to fucking not read.
Why would they be my websites? Wait, you talking about the Center for Migration Control? Oh, you're talking about that one. Oh, I know that one. Hang on, let me get the research on the Center for Migration Control stuff.
But it's fucked. Get them gone. You think they deserve rights, yeah, son? What do you mean, fuck ice?
Everyone deserves rights.
Little iced tea,
wait, do you not think everyone deserves rights?
Some people do not know.
You don't think everyone deserves rights?
Right, does Jeffrey Epstein deserve rights? No, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, not to get graped. Yeah.
No, shut the fuck up.
The fuck are you on about, my dude?
Do you
think a society in which you're allowed to rape people is a good thing?
Whoa.
Jesus Christ. How disingenuous are you? It's like you've never heard a fucking moral argument in your life. Oh, stop getting triggered. Stop getting triggered. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Right. So, I mean, if you want to go for the Center for Migration Control, hang on.
You lost.
No. When did I say that?
Why the fuck did you just say that then?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, you tried to say that.
So you think that Jeff...
No, you tried to say that. You tried to say a crime is okay if that person is has done a crime beforehand. That's exactly what you said.
That's exactly what you just said.
I can draw the lines A to B if you want me to.
It's not happening now. I'm 10 times smarter.
I can draw the lines A to B if you want me to. If you go, hey, we should send people who are seeking refuge from persecution back to the place that they could be tortured, you're not even saying that actually I want criminals to be punished. What you're saying is I want innocent people to be punished, which is way worse.
When the fuck did anyone say that?
So do you think there is a right for people to seek refuge in the UK?
There's the fucking shite.
So, yes, you do not believe that. You think that the UK, as an international body, should go, hey, we do not recognize these people as refugees and send them back to places like Afghanistan, where FGM is a common practice. You think that?
It takes months to even know who the fuck they are.
You think you're protecting women and girls with this kind of rhetoric?
I couldn't give a fuck who it's protecting, lad.
You're pathetic, my dude.
What the fuck
that's crazy pathetic. Like, I can't even believe the right at this point. Why would you posture to care about women and girls if you aren't going to go, hey, look, this person born on just different soil deserves to be sent back to the place where they get inhumanely treated by, like, terrorist groups? Your understanding is so futile, your racism is so clear with these statements that it has to be analysed, and it has to be analysed by the right as well, because this is ridiculous.
Okay, my point is, if we keep letting people in, like, we're already overpopulated as is.
Are we?
Are we?
100%.
What's our population?
I can tell you off the top of my head, but...
Well, you should know because we're overpopulated, so you should be aware of our population, right?
When was the last time you tried to get a doctor's appointment? Actually, when was the last time you tried to call an ambulance, and how long was the wait time?
A couple months ago, actually.
Long.
Yeah, it was about 4 hours. 4 hours, but that's nothing to do with immigrants. That's to do with
I'm not
issues
saying
within the
that's
Actually,
to do with
immigrants help that time, no? Because
No,
immigrants make up
you're
a
putting
fifth.
words in my
A
mouth
fifth
here.
of.
Like,
No, we're
Hang
not.
on, hang
No,
on.
we're not. You just said when was the
you are.
last
I
time we
didn't
got
say that's
ambulance?
because of the immigrants. I said that's
Oh.
because of the overpopulation.
Yeah, okay.
It's not
and
actually due to. I don't think that's due even to overpopulation.
yeah, isn't
Also,
it
we have
because
a
of
declining.
NHS funding?
Yes, and
Was my
also, VD, are
understanding.
you not aware that we have a declining birth rate? So how do we have an overpopulation if we have a declining birth rate? And it's the highest decline since the 90s.
Because they keep coming in.
So it was to do with immigration.
No.
Who keeps coming in then?
Illegal immigrants.
So is it like
Oh. Well, isn't that a
but
form of immigration?
they're part of the reason we're overpopulated as a nation. No.
Oh yeah, I get you. So it's not about the immigrants, but it's about the immigrants. Got it. Cool. Understood.
Yeah,
And I'm not even
that's
just talking
confusing.
about immigrants in general. I'm more talking about illegal immigrants. I don't actually have a problem with immigration. I think immigration as a whole works if implemented correctly, and I don't think it's being implemented correctly at the moment.
Well,
What's wrong
most
with it?
illegal immigrants are here because they've overstayed some sort of visa, so it's going to be like administrative issues as to why they're illegal, which is probably just going to be renewing your visa.
Bye, Logan. I just realised he
Oh.
dropped.
Bye, Logan. Yeah, I don't know if that's particularly going to be like a massive issue. Like, we can talk about helping the NHS, and I would definitely kind of push that, especially in the political climate, to start talking about the NHS and how we can help it. I think it's been underfunded for lots of years now, since about 2010. When the Conservatives came in, they've like chronically
Since the
underfunded it.
recession.
Sorry to
I would say
interrupt
since
you,
the
but
recession.
don't you think if there was more funding going into stopping people on the boats coming over, that would relieve a lot of pressure off the NHS and off the prisons being full, stuff like that?
So the prisons being oversubscribed is actually a different
Thank you,
reason.
Father.
It's not.
I'm not saying
that
that's
isn't.
because of immigration, but I
No,
just mean in general.
that's what I'm
like,
just trying to say. In regards to when we look at actually the prisons and we look at overpopulation in the prisons, actually one of the biggest reasons it's overpopulated is due to the rug laws in this country. A lot of people are in prison due to, I think that's like the overall percentage. When we look at the different crimes people committed, the biggest one is to do with rug related crimes and possession. So the thing is, when we look at these things that need critical funding that aren't obvious, I understand to an extent when it comes to giving money to, for example, giving money to Israel for arms. We don't need to do that. We could put that money to the NHS. But whenever that's brought up, what was his name? The guy on GB News that was brought up to, and he just dodged the question. Do you remember? Did you see it, Neckley?
I can't remember who it was.
He's now running. He's now running as an MP
for reform.
Yeah, for reform. He's now running as an
in
MP.
the-
He was a GB News presenter.
Matt Goodwin.
Maybe, yeah, because they asked him, because he was like, we don't need to send money to Gaza, we don't need to send money to Rwanda, we don't need to send money to these places. And then somebody brought it up about sending money to Israel, and then he
Yes, no,
literally
that's Matt Goodwin. Yeah.
he just dodged the question. So yeah, that's what I mean when we're talking about that. Like, what about that money that we send to arm Israel? What about that money? Why can't we put that back in the NHS?
Sorry, I heard you guys talking about the British Empire as well, and would you say you're ashamed of our history or something?
To an extent, yeah.
Yeah, some
But-
parts of it.
There was plenty of empires. The Romans had an empire. Like, there's been plenty of empires. I feel like ours is just talked about the most for some reason.
Maybe it's because like that was us. No. Like I think probably in Germany they talk about the. I don't know if Germans.
So
are an
in
empire,
Germany,
but you know.
if we're going to talk about Germany, because as the
Oh, yeah,
designated
yeah.
German here,
Go on.
hello. So fun fact in Germany is it is mandatory for every single school to go visit the concentration camps to learn about their history and be aware of what they've done. it is a mandatory, it's not even within history class, it is just mandatory. Once they reach a certain age, they need to be aware of this history and that this has happened. So they take them to the worst places that you can imagine where they did horrific things and tell them, hey, we don't want this to happen again. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I imagine a lot of it's just probably, because we're in the UK. But, like, critiquing other empires, I think, is absolutely valid as well.
Yeah. Also, I'm not wrong. I'm literally German. I know how their schools operate. I know how the education system runs. Because I nearly went to a German school. I didn't actually go, but I nearly did. But my brother went to a German school. And they did it with him in the 80s and the 90s. So, fun facts.
I think also we can kind of see statistically that lower immigration doesn't really help with any of these things. Like, for example, in it was between 2023 and 2024, our net immigration and net migration actually fell by 400,000, but we saw like no effects on waiting lists, no like house prices going down, no cut to NHS wait times, the unemployment rate didn't even go down either.
No.
So it's clearly something more to do with how these systems are run than the people accessing these systems.
Yeah. Also, actually, if we do look into a breakdown of who contributes to the economy the most, I would argue, and this is not based on statistic, I'm happy to look and see if this is true, but I would argue immigrants are in our top, I would say top 3 in regards to contributing to the economy, if I'm being 100% real. That's just an opinion. I don't know if that's real. I don't know if that's true, but that's my opinion.
I think they have a slight advantage, immigrants, because most immigrants come here when they're like 18 or above. So they're not like the fiscal drain that like a native born is, just because if you're native born, you have to grow up and you can't earn anything basically from also, that. So you're like always going to be a drain.
Sorry.
Have you guys ever been to Birmingham?
I actually haven't.
Not.
I've been to Coventry. It
shows.
Right. How does it show?
That's all I'm saying. It shows. You guys have never been to
Are you saying like Birmingham has a big immigrant problem?
Just go to Birmingham, see it for yourself. That's all I can say.
Is that the place that are having like the bin problems?
Yeah, they've been. I think. Yeah. Also, it's the place that everyone on TikTok loves to call because Bradford is near Birmingham.
Bradford's another good one.
No, but everyone calls it.
I have been to Bradford.
Wait, Neckley, do you know what right-wing people call Bradford?
Yes, something.
Yeah. Istan.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've never been there, but I definitely know people who have been there. Are you going to say anything else about it, or is that kind of it?
Why has someone just said Curryford? What?
You're getting...
Are they renowned for their curry?
No, I think they're just being racist.
No, I think they are being racist. I know, but I just was like, what?
It says it in the fucking rules, guys. Don't be racist.
Literally.
Yeah, sorry. VD, were you like implying anything there, or was it just like comment?
It just doesn't feel very English anymore, these places.
What makes it feel less English?
Where do I start?
I'm gonna drop because I've got to go back to work in 5 minutes, but thank you for letting me up for a little bit. I will hopefully see you later.
It's alright. Thank you so much for coming up, Mimi.
It's alright.
See you soon. Stay safe. Yeah, what makes it less English?
Just the culture, I guess, really. I'm sure if you walked like through Birmingham 50 years ago, it'd be a very different place.
Well, yeah. Why does that make it less English at all?
Because it's hard to find.
I mean, the problem is, like, we've kind of accepted this, right? We've kind of gone, hey, look, actually, they have better meals, so we're going to nick some of their food palette. We're going to, take in, well, right now I'm sitting in front of a screen where the microchip was made in fucking China. Like, isn't it kind of a good thing that we're kind of going, hey, look, we're important, but also it's more useful for us to actually incorporate the rest of the world and go, hey, this is an advantage. Let's work together. No? Are you still there?
Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry, I was zoned out for a sec.
But yeah, like, I agree it's changed, but it's always going to change. If you look 50 years back from 1950.
What's your stance on illegal immigration then?
I think most illegal immigrants are going to be either kicked out or just renewed visas, which I do agree with, yeah. Like even if you go far left wing, which is the Green Party right now, even they're going to be like, yes, illegal immigrants, we need to kick out, we need to deport them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what they are. Definitionally, illegal immigrants are people who who are here without the right paperwork, and therefore, yes, kind of need to be deported. Right?
So you agree they should be deported?
Yeah, illegal immigrants, yeah.
Fair enough.
Nice. Yeah, would you like to say anything else?
Vote reform.
Why?
Just do it.
Yeah, but why?
Why not?
Do you think that's a good reason to vote for a political party?
Yeah.
Because why not? I can tell you why not. Because they're going to leave the ECHR, which is fundamental to your rights in the UK.
But doesn't that mean that they can start a deportation?
Oh, yeah, they can start. Well, it actually doesn't, because you'd have to leave the Convention on Torture. You'd have to leave the Geneva Convention. You'd have to leave a load of international agreements for us to eventually just start deporting people who have gone through the legal process currently. Do you think it good that Reform want to take away your rights?
Not particularly. But then again, I don't know.
I think I want to get your opinion on this as well. So in December 2025, there was basically a bill that coming through Parliament that expanded legal powers for border security and the asylum and immigration for us to be able to catch more people.
Yeah.
And guess what? Every Reform MP at the time voted on that bill.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't think Reform are great either. I don't really believe any politicians are great and actually want the best for the country, to be honest.
That's cool. You didn't guess, though. What do you think they voted on that bill?
Probably against.
Yeah, they voted against it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because they need to use the issue. Because right now, everyone's riled up about immigration. But actually what they're showing is they're not going to fucking deal with immigration unless it scores them political points. Anyway, it was great having you up here. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon.
Cheers, mate.